Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Is this the first time you seeing me or being in my class?
No,
No.
sir.
No, sir.
Okay, good.
First time.
So everyone is okay. Yeah, now COVID is on the rise. Be careful. Uh, yeah. Uh, be extra careful. You never know what is happening. Uh, you don't know who is getting it and who is passing it around. Especially be sure that you take care of yourself, because if you're sick, then your parents will be exposed to, right? Okay. Now is 55. I think we can proceed. I think the session today is just introductory in nature, to introduce the paper and myself. Just introduce about myself. Uh, okay. Let us first talk about me. Okay, my name is Muhammad Haris. For those who doesn't know me, I've been with the faculty for the last 14 years. Uh, Before ITM, I joined the industry for roughly about 25 years, with many organization or companies. Yeah, I was with the bank for 10 years. Telecommunication, Ericsson Telecommunication for I think about 2 or 3 years, and then with another telecommunication company for another 5 years, and with the manufacturing for another 5 years. So all around, yeah, with retail another 3 years, while doing law. Yeah. So I've told some of you that according to the list of students, that is the the longest one that is to complete their degree is would be me. Uh, I hold the record 20 semester to complete my law, right? That was because you were studying. I was studying in ITM, using the platform of campus, yeah, which is the BLK. Okay, that is a bit about myself. I'm married. I'm 54 years old. I think to most of you, I'm just like your father. The age of your father should be roughly about that. Yeah. Then I don't have kids. Yeah, my wife was complaining that I did not mention why I don't have kids, because I don't like kids. Sorry about that. It's just that I don't feel that I'm able to perform as a fatherly figure. But I'm a father to you guys. Hopefully, you can learn something from me. You know, and with that, my pahala will be extended. And if you were to do good deeds, inshallah, I will be the one that is getting the share. Right. Um, as the paper, I don't know what is your opinion about juries, while hearing it from your seniors. My paper, I would be able to recommend. I recommend you very much to what they call it. State your mind, or you can ask question. You stop me. As and when you feel that you want to talk or you want to state, I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind you doing that, because we are in the process of learning something. So, what's the point of learning something when I'm forcing you towards something that you are unable to understand? So the main idea is to understand. Learning anything, it is about understanding. If you don't understand, what's the point of it? Having said that, please, at any time, you just chat. You know, okay. You can utilize the chat. familiarizing myself with the chat while looking at the screen. Yeah. Uh, if you have any questions that you want to ask regarding the paper, there will be don't be intimidated, because uh, previously when I go to lecture and ask them, some of them says that they wanted to ask, but they were worried about other colleagues that is inside the inside the forum, and they are worried the opinion of their friends toward themselves for asking that kind of question. So don't worry. Don't give a damn about them. Yeah. So if they feel that they are what they call it, they are intelligent or they are knowledgeable, so be it, right? We are here to learn. So you can ask question, you can if you want to disagree with me, by all means. Yeah. Because the main thing of our session is actually to be able to understand the area, and for you to be able to utilize the knowledge that you gain in your life. Yeah, what's the point of not having the ability to use it in your life? Because it is not merely exam. Yeah? It is not about, okay, this is the paper that they put that I have to complete, and if that is the way they want it, I just pass this paper and that's it. Yeah. So hopefully you help me in order for me to help you, and you are to educate me, because nobody in this world can say that they are knowledgeable. Yeah. So I have a bit of understanding, and with that understanding, I hope that you are also able to contribute to the teaching or to the knowledge. Right. Any questions that you want to ask before we proceed? Because by the way, is there anyone appointed as class rep yet?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Okay, good. Not yet. Is there anyone who likes to be the class rep? Because eventually we do need a class rep, right, in order for us to streamline our information. Even though we do have our WhatsApp group, that is the one that I wanted to establish, and you are the class rep should be able to help me to create that, from time to time. Anyone volunteers? Adila, Laili, Shalin, anyone? Zaid, nampak background biasa dekat dekat effect gambar. 62. They are.
Yeah, I could be the class rep, sir.
You want to be the class rep? Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. Hey, thank you. Can you create the WhatsApp group? Yeah, the WhatsApp group is very important for us to have that platform. Because
Right, right.
I don't want I don't want to impose on you on the data that you are going to use to come to class, things like that. I'll be giving you uh, video, video lecture, right? Video lecture before the classes, and some materials for you to read. Okay. Once you are able to have that, once you finish reading and looking at the video, we have the session of like the most is 30 minutes. The most 30 minutes, rather than 2 hours, for us to utilize the what they call it, discussion. If you have any question that you want to raise in order for you to discuss, that is the time that we can use. Other than that, we can end the session and continue with the WhatsApp, in order for us to continue further. Yeah, I don't want to impose you on your data. Okay, anyone who is facing any problem can directly contact me. You know what my WhatsApp number, right? Oh, I didn't give Zahid. Do you have my handset number?
Yeah. I do have. I already add you into our group.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
Right.
you add my wife also, right?
Not yet.
This is her number. She is my secretary. She is monitoring everything. You know, sometimes WhatsApp. I don't like to look at WhatsApp, but you know, when you guys you know pass messages and things like that, she would the one that trigger. Okay, dia kata yang ada student contacting you, things like that. Okay, did I record? Wait, let me check. Yeah, I'm recording it. Right. Questions, guys? Ada tak? So mode of the study is to make it simple uh, and informative as much as possible. Now, I'm going to present my slide. Okay, we are going to look at this video in order for us to for me to introduce the paper, right? You let me know because I'm not sure whether you are able to listen to the audio. You might be able to see the video but not the audio. Okay, please tell me that you are able to hear this. Okay tak? Dengar tak?
Ya,
Guys?
dengar.
Dengar?
Dengar.
Alright.
Tapi I think tak dengar rasa.
Apa dia?
Macam muffle.
Tak dengar juga.
Tak dengar?
Dia tak dengar, pecah-pecah.
Dia pecah-pecah
Dia macam bunyi noise je.
Banyak bunyi noise Sekejap Kalau you baca subtitle dia, nampak tak subtitle dia?
Nampak.
Okay. Ni dengar? Dengar tak?
Tak dengar sir, tapi boleh baca subtitle.
Okay, alright. Okay. So that is the, oh, sorry, that is the what do you call it? Hold on, people coming in. Right. That would be a synopsis of juries. Yeah. What I mean by that is that you will be exposed to juries' opinions or their philosophy or their theory with regards to law. Okay, from the whole course, you should be able to see them in terms of how do they see the law and their interpretation of the law and why they are saying that. You know, they have some argument or some basis for them to say that it is like that what they are saying. Yeah, just like the six blind men or seven blind men in some other situation, they were the one that is giving their opinion, looking at one particular subject. Yeah, uh, it is from their own perspective. So with that perspective, they formulate their own opinion and they formulate their own theory. So what the Raja is saying is that you are looking from your perspective. If you were to be looking at the whole thing together, if you combine everything, then you will see the whole picture. Meaning, you will see the whole truth. Otherwise, you will be seeing only from the perspective of your what they call it, understanding. So the same as I mentioned, the same with all the juries. You are going to see them fighting one another, stating their what they call it, their ideas and their opinions. So our duty, since we know, obviously they know that law is a very big subject, right? But they have their stand that they are doing in terms of their belief, yeah, and whatever their belief is based on some kind of uh, data or some kind of formula, yeah, some kind of formula. Our task is to understand all of them. You know, our task is to understand all of them and to make sense of the whole law that we are learning. Okay, the law that we are learning is something that is very dynamic. It can be interpreted in so many ways. In fact, all of you, 70 of you, actually have different opinion of something. You know, if I bring out the subject of mercy killing, yeah, so every one of you might be able to be grouped into a certain group, yeah, certain opinion that you have opinion towards that particular issue. Some will say okay, I don't mind, some will say no, some will say it is against the law, some will say it's against religion, you know. Some would say I think he doesn't want to uh, impose onto somebody, his condition of life. He wants to end it, and then up to him to do whatever he wants. Now, obviously every one of us would differ in our opinion on mostly everything. Yeah, mostly everything. For example, today Anwar is he already met the Agong, right? So now we are waiting for our PM is to make his statement. I don't know what it is. We just wait and see, right? So everyone have their own way of wanting to bring the nation forward. Muhyiddin have his, Anwar have his, Mahathir have his, everyone have their own opinion. So, but which one is the one that we have to follow as a student of law in order for us to really understand what you need to do is to know everything. Once you know everything, then you should be able to decide which one that you want to take, which road that you want to take in order for you to decide upon something. if there is a problem, say for example, the next 5 years you'll be completing your study, you'll be working, and then you are being faced with a dilemma, yeah, and that particular dilemma have to be decided upon. And in order for you to decide, you have to choose the rationality. You cannot simply say that this is how I want it to be. I want it to be because I am following certain certain philosophers or certain jurists. Yeah, the same thing that you can see in terms of decision making of judges. Yeah, so you will see judges that are basically naturalists. Some judges are positivists. Some would come from the perspective of historicalists. Some is based on socialists. You know, there are many what they call it decision that is based on certain foundation. Yeah. For example, I just want to introduce you to one situation. Since we are talking about how it differs from one judge to another, on the basis that how they believe in their thinking. Donahue and Stevenson. Are you familiar with that? Obviously, right? So, okay. Dia orang semua dah dapat masuk kan? Okay. Meaning what they call it, Lord Atkin, in order for him to make a decision that is on behalf of Mrs. Donahue. So what he did was he came up with the what is the thing that he came up with? What was the principle? Donahue and Stevenson. Are you listening to? Are you able to listen to me?
Neighborhood principle.
Neighborhood principle. Okay, good.
Neighborhood principle.
So where does this neighborhood principle come from? Is it something that he, when he was sleeping the night before, he got revelation from God, or he came up with a discussion? Neighbor principle is something, a principle that he created on a basis of his understanding. As a judge, he is basing it on his jurisprudential understanding. Do you think you know what it was?
I think it is that when an act, he said that an act is directly or indirectly affect the people, other people, you must take
Yeah.
it in your contemplation.
Yeah, any act that you can contemplate that is going to affect somebody, then you can anticipate that somebody is going to get hurt. You are to make sure that it does not happen, and you are to take that person as your neighbor. Betul tak?
Betul, betul.
Yeah. So that neighbor principle comes from where? The first word that he said. The principle that you are to love your neighbor.
Yeah.
Kan? He did mention about the principle of, or the rule that you are to love your neighbor. But in law, and then he comes up with so the rule that you are to love your neighbor is a jurisprudential perspective in terms of the religious background. Doctrine, this is coming from the basis of religion, because religion in Christianity talks about you are to love your neighbor. The same with us as Muslim, we are to love our neighbor, right? So, however, he extended, or he changed it, yeah, not to cover that you are to love your neighbor at every situation, but in law you just to love your neighbor if you can anticipate that you are going to do something that will affect that particular person in a negative way. as far as religion is concerned, you are to be concerned of your neighbor by giving them food, by helping them out in things that they wanted to, that they are facing, problems that they are facing. You are to be of nature of help. But in law, it is enough for you as a neighbor not to injure your neighbor that is going to be affected by your act. Okay, so Lord Atkin would be a classic example that you are able to identify as a person of jurisprudence. Yeah, he understand the jurisprudential perspective, and he apply the jurisprudential perspective into his decision making. So later in life, you are going to face a certain dilemma, and as I mentioned, you are going to solve the problem. And solving the problem only by using your critical thinking is not enough. Okay, you must have some concrete foundation. That is something of a nature that every society able to accept. Okay, so that is the nature. Now let's look at the syllabus. Did I share you with the? Are you able to see the screen right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So it is not that small, eh? Boleh nampak? Can be. Right. So the resource person, the person that is going to create the exam question would be, or the tutorial, the assessment or the assignment is coming from Cik Nazim. Okay. Tak nampak lah. Okay, nak buka besar. So from this course, by the end of this course, you should be able to have 3 outcomes. Number one is you are able to look at the different theories of jurisprudence, about the concept of law. So from now on, if someone talks about law, you should be able to understand the theories concerning laws, the law itself. Then you should be able to explain the different theoretical aspect of law, meaning the nature of theory of law and how it relates to the situation that we have in our society today. Okay, especially when it comes to solving dispute. Yeah. So that is the second one, and the third one, you are able to analyze the current law that we have, whether they are legitimate, whether they are just, whether how are you able to say that that particular law is obligatory, meaning something that you must follow, and whether that particular law fit into the morality standard of the society. Okay, looking at the course description, it is stated here that the course is concerned with some external questions that surrounds the law, meaning we look at the nature of whether a law is considered as legal or not, whether the fact that the takeovers of a country by revolution, whether that particular action is considered as valid or not. Yeah. And the most central of the idea of us studying here, this paper is the nature and the definition of law itself. Yeah. So it is very important because without understanding the definition of law, you should be your argument would not be as strong, because all this while for number of semesters, no, 5 semesters already, right? So you have learned law because it is being presented to you. It is forced down your throat, okay, forced down your mind, Contract Act, okay, the decision that is being made in thoughts, yeah. So the principle, you know, like for example, informed consent principle. Then we have land law, we have national we have penal code, you know, in criminal. So we have learned what you call subjective and procedural laws, substantive and procedural law, where these two laws is actually you need to identify uh, whether that particular law is valid or not to have someone say that they are created by the parliament and therefore the law is law. For example, you have the case of Tempo, right? And without questioning the legality of the law, the ESCA, the Emergency Act, right? Emergency provision, uh, is something of your right to argue, and once it goes to the system of law, then you will be able to identify whether that particular law is valid or not. So in that particular decision, you know for the fact that no two rulers or two person running the country at the same time. So Yang Dipertuan and the parliament cannot run the country uh, at one time. Yeah, both at one time, and the either one have to release. So the law that is that was created by the Yang Dipertuan has ceased to apply when Parliament said. So why it is like that? Because we need to identify the legality of the law. So how do you know whether what is legal or not? You look at the decision of the courts, but that particular decision of the court is based on yeah, based on jurisprudential perspective. So this course is actually an introductory to jurisprudence, yeah. So where you are going to learn four areas of law, of group of people that is looking at the definition of law. One is natural law, second is positivism, third one is anthropological, and we have historical. So these four is the basis of the group, yeah, just like the six blind people, right? There are many of them inside this group, right? And they are looking at the law from their own perspective. Okay, looking at the general idea, the topic that is going to be only six, yeah, topic with this paper. So the first one is the looking at the basic presumption of law. We are looking at the various definition of law there are in out there, and then we will be looking at the first group, natural law, naturalist, yeah. And from here, we will be looking at several perspectives. You know, we have Greeks, we have Christians, we have modern writers, Hart Fuller. These two debate, the debate between these two, between the positivists and naturalists. And then the issue whether you are obliged to follow the law or not. Then the third one is the Islamic to compare with the Western jurisprudence. So as you know, Muslims believe in Al-Quran, yeah, the teaching of Al-Quran. So we do have that differences between Islam and the Western world, because Islam is based purely on the book, but Western jurisprudence is based on jurists, right? We do have jurists of Islamic scholars, but even jurists of Islamic scholars cannot go against the Al-Quran, yeah, the provision that is provided by the Al-Quran. The next is the positivism, yeah, positivist. You looking at Austin, Hart, Kelsen, the three main person with regards to positivism. Then we will be looking at historical, yeah. This is the belief that whatever we have, the law that we have right now is actually related or have historical basis. that we can look into and discover, right? And especially it is about custom. Like for example, we have the laws of adat pepatih. Yeah, laws of adat pepatih is basically you cannot say that it is dictated by somebody, just like what positivist is saying. You cannot say that law of adat pepatih is something that is natural in nature. That you know, it does not come from that. So it comes from custom, a custom that is over a period of hundreds of years. Eventually, it becomes law. So we need to discover that. And then the last area that we are going to look is towards the whether the law that we have right now is what is the purpose of the law? Is it to enforce morality, or is it something that is something else? We need to discover that. And then in this, we are going to look at Devlin, Mills, Hart, and Islamic perspective to compare and contrast in order for us to identify uh, whose perspective, yeah, whose perspective that is, in terms of morality argument, in terms of uh, whether it is something that is good or not. Yeah. Okay. So that is the what they call it, the area that we're gonna cover. I'm will be providing you with the what they call this layout, yeah, the activities that we are going to conduct in our class. So it is provided into divided into weeks, yeah. We have 14 weeks, and looking at this, the first week that we are doing right now is introductory lecture. So it's going to end soon. I just present you with the idea of juries, and then we'll be looking at the fundamentals of jurisprudence on the next week, yeah, on the second lecture, and then we'll be moving towards the positivism approach. What is positivism? Law is law. Yeah, you are to abide the law because law is law. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, that is what positivist is. And then we have the natural law. Killing is something that people don't want because it is natural. Yeah, it is something that is we don't believe. Why we don't believe? We don't need law to say that killing is wrong. We don't kill because killing is something that is universal in nature. Yeah, so it's natural. So we are going to look into that perspective, and then we have the theories of sovereignty that we are going to discuss in week 6, and then week 7, as I mentioned just now, we are looking at the historical and anthropological, sorry, uh, anthropological school, looking at the definition of law. Then we break, yeah, mid break. I don't know whether we have mid break or not this time. I don't think we have a mid break, right? But whatever it is, we'll be discussing this later on. And then the topic is concerning the obedience to follow unjust law. Whether the discussion is about whether for us to abide into unjust law or not. Then lastly, we'll be looking into two areas: morality and the law, and finally the jurisprudential issues with respect to things that is happening in Malaysia, and obviously looking also into the Islamic jurisprudence. Okay, so that is the area that we are supposed to cover, which is in line with the syllabus content. Yeah, I'll be providing both to you. Any questions so far? Guys, are you still here?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay, good.
sir.
All right.
Everything
Right.
is process.
All right. So let's look at the assessment. So assessment, we have 70 in our class in total. roughly about 23, 22 members per class. Yeah, so we have assignments to do. Then assignment, there would be 3 assignment carrying 20 marks each. Then the final 40, right? With this, I want you to form groups of 4. Yeah, is it possible for you to form a group of 4? But uh, yeah, for the WhatsApp, is it possible for you to, I don't know, WhatsApp only one since the lecture, right? So what we can do is the assignment. Wait, who is under me when it comes to assignment? Where is the, hold on. Anyone with my tutorial? HEFI. Okay, we have these 4 group. I think for the other tutorials which you are going to have either Cik Nazim or Miss Azina, Madam Azina. So you need to discuss with them in order to formulate the group. Yeah, but for us, for my group D, sorry, H, E, F, and I, can you formulate in that sense? A group of 4. Group of 4. If it's not visible, then you have extra. Then 1 or 2 group can have a group of 5. So you can have 5, 5, and then the rest 4. Yeah, as long as the number is either majority is going to be 4, but the balance is going to be 5, not 6, not 3. Yeah. So can you do that? Can you do that?
Can, sir.
Okay, good. I think that's about it. For the submission, I've already created my email, so you're gonna submit there in order for you to. We are going to utilize Turnitin because I realized last semester, because last semester was special. Uh, there are similarities in terms of the submission, but I just close one eye and you know. But this semester, you are going to submit your document by using Turnitin, right? So hopefully, we will be able to eliminate the possibility of groups. Yeah, it's not fair. Some groups are doing things accordingly, and they are struggling to complete their tasks. But some groups are, you know, piggy riding into onto somebody else. What they call it, research or preparation or assignment. So we don't want that to happen. So I will be informing you how you're going to do that later on. But that is the nature of the assessment. We have assessment 1, 2, and 3. So the dates are already given here. So please be aware of the dates. So references with regards to sources. Yeah. So we have books, yeah, that you can refer to. I don't know whether you are able to get that books online. However, you have the additional reading that is being stated here by Cik Nazim. We have per topic. Yeah, you see all this topic on positivism. There's quite a number of documents. Hyperlink, you just click and then you'll be able to access it and read. Okay, for all the topics. Yeah, this is topic 6. Yeah. Okay, we have quite a number of documents that you are to go through in order for you to prepare yourself. Okay, so I think as far as materials is concerned, it is not issue. Yeah, you can always read. And lecture, I will be giving you what they call it, recorded, yeah, recorded lecture prior to your for this. Say for example, this is the lecture, right? You'll be getting your recorded lecture beforehand, and then on top of that, some materials, meaning in terms of the slides, yeah, in terms of the slides. So I'll be referring to the video and the slide. You know, the video capture is going to be included with the slide. Okay, so I think that's about it. For if you have any question, then you can raise it up now for us to discuss. And if it's not, then I think we are done for today. Any questions? Submission is very clear. So documents, I will this document, these two documents, I will pass it to you short while, and then the email, obviously for those under me for tutorial, I'll give you this, and then what else? We have lesson plan. This is the lesson plan. So yeah, this is the lesson plan. Sorry, I did not mention that just now. So the lesson plan and the syllabus is going to be passed to you in order for you to at least get some, insight of the paper that we are going to study. Questions? Other questions that you want to ask?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Since some of the groups are not under you, do we
Yeah.
need to create a separate WhatsApp group for tutorial?
Yeah, I think we need to. Yeah.
Okay.
Can every group that is under me, obviously with other groups, with other lecturers, you need to confirm with them to have that what they call it, WhatsApp. I think better lah, yeah, for tutorial. Last semester, I got all my lectures student, so it's not a big issue. But for this time, I think better for each group to have their own what they call it, WhatsApp. So you have a task of creating extra.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome. Anything else? You can talk anything. If you have any problem with anything, can you just please contact me so that I can pass it over to people upstairs in order for them to look into your problem. Say, for example, your computers or your data, I don't know, your personal problems that you are facing. I don't know, anything. We are to receive any complaint or any feedback, from student, because in this situation right now, we are very concerned of your well-being. Okay, study is study, but you cannot study if your mind is, you have problems and things like that. Okay, I'm not promising that I can help you in the sense that to settle your problem, but there are people that are able to handle your problems. Yeah, with current COVID, economics situation, people are being retrenched, things like that. So it's getting worse if the COVID situation is not settled. Uh, Hope for the best, but we prepare mentally and physically. Yeah. So I'm here available. You can contact me directly if you want to be missing from the class, because ITM is very super concerned about your attendance, your well-being. So please make sure that your class rep is informed about your whereabouts, what is happening to you if you have any problem. You don't need to contact me directly, but if you feel that you want to directly inform me what is happening to you right now, then please do. So at least I'm informed. I can inform the what they call it, the faculty about what is happening. Okay, that is yeah. Anything else? guys?
So far, no, sir.
Oh, okay. I think the materials is okay. The syllabus, the content, So please, by all means, you have any question that you want to ask, with respect to something that you don't understand. If you can, you ask to the group, yeah, to the main group. But if you feel shy, you don't want to expose yourself of your, you don't want to share, you know you know what I'm trying to say, right? So if you feel in any way uncomfortable, you just message me directly, then I'll try to uh, reply you in terms of your understanding that you need to have. Okay, so everything is okay, inshallah. So hopefully we will be able to see each other next week and start off with the class, yeah? So thank you very much for coming to class, and see you next week, inshallah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Betul ni Mas Boyo. Ingat ke
Thank
macam
you, sir.
macam tak ada siapa. Tujuh banyak. Alright, thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Asik.